Hi, I'm Michelle Hill. Welcome to Teacher Sparks. And today I'm super excited because I have a guest that is not only just a guest, but she's also a friend. Her name is Jodie Pierpoint. And Jodie has a lot to talk about embracing the leader that exists in all educators at every level. So welcome, Jodie.
Michelle, thank you so much. I am so excited to be here with you today and talk about this. And thank you for the opportunity. And so excited to be with you too.
You know, it's awesome. So Jodie, do us a favor and tell us a little bit about the role that you have in education right now.
So I just started year 20
Wow.
as a special education, as a special education teacher. I am in a suburb of Columbus, Ohio, in Worthington. And currently I am an elementary special education teacher. I have been all over the place though. I worked at the high school as a special education teacher. I have been a school counselor.
Wow.
So I've tried a little bit of everything. So as an intervention specialist, I've had a realm of servicing different types of kids too. So year 20, love what I'm doing. And it's a little bit, where I am now.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, it does sound like you've had great experiences. I had no idea you had some counseling experience.
Yes.
But I would say that most of us as teachers do have some counseling experience.
Absolutely.
So one of the things, we got connected on Twitter and I immediately loved your vibe because we started talking about the importance of embracing the leader that we have inside of us as a classroom teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And most teachers exhibit some type of leadership qualities, and that lurking leader is there and may not always have the opportunity or the desire to leave the classroom. And you started something really, really fantastic. So can you tell us about that?
Oh, thank you, Michelle. I decided to go back to school. As I shared with you, I had a master's degree in school counseling. I returned to the classroom to go back into special education. And as a special education teacher, I had a school principal tell me, had me be part of the leadership team, had me be part of our intervention assistance team, had me participating in some extra activities. So she asked me, she said, Jodie, she's like, have you ever thought about going into school administration? And I looked at her and I thought, no, because that was like the furthest thing from my mind. She said, why don't you just think about it? So I thought about it and talked to some other people. And I said, I think this might be something I'm really interested in doing. So I did, took the classes, went to the Ohio State University for my Buckeye fans out there, and graduated and did that. And what I learned through my program is I found that mentorship was so important. Because we're placed as student teachers, as we all know, we're placed and we get a mentor teacher during student teaching. We work very closely. But then as we move on into graduate programs, we're not really hooked with someone that we're working as closely as we did during student teaching. So that to me, I thought, I had mentors, I was working with people, but I didn't feel that relationship that was really tight. So I created a program, which is a virtual program that hooked aspiring school leaders with current school leaders from all over the United States. And I kind of just hashtag it, aspiring leaders. And I sent out some tweets and I said, who is like me? Who is an aspiring school leader that would be interested in being mentored by a current school leader? I was blown away and amazed that there were people like me. I thought, well, maybe 4 or 5 people would, be interested in this. So last year, the 17-18 school year was the first year we tried this. And so I had about maybe 15 people, such as myself, that were aspiring school leaders. We hooked them up with current school leaders from around the United States. We did webinars, and they had these mentoring opportunities that they could do hangouts, they could email, and they could ask questions with their mentor. So that's what I took it. I took it just a step further. So they had this confidant and this mentor, and I just think mentorship is so important. So
I love it. And I know that you call it dream big because it is kind of a big dream. for most people who are aspiring leaders. But I also think that it's really cool that you get to participate with somebody who may not be right in your building. I think that has its benefits. And I think that it is something that it's great to have someone right in your same building or your same district that can help you. But there's something about having that voice outside who can be a little bit more objective, who can give you and guide you in ways that maybe doesn't really bring all the politics with it. So I think that that's an important component. And you've had some incredible mentors sign on.
Yes, it's amazing. I'm very blessed. I say this all the time. I dream big. As I said, we have Dream Big membership. I dream big. I reached out to people that I knew in my PLN, and I said last year, the first year, hey, will you help me? They immediately helped me. This year, I did it. I am so excited to share that we have 60 people in this cohort this year. And it's just by word of mouth and people, and the people that have signed up that just want to give back, because everything in this cohort is free. I'm not making a dime off of doing any of this stuff. It's just hooking people up, and the mentors know that too. And I say, this is on your own time. I can't pay you. So would you be willing to, give some of your time to helping aspiring leaders? And the people that have signed up to give their time and to give their experiences back it's mind blowing.
Yeah, and they have been so kind, because I know many of those mentors, and they stop at nothing to help all of us develop those leadership skills. Mm-hmm. So, the world in education is changing very quickly. A lot of us are aging out, so to speak, and we have a new batch of teachers. And I want you to tell all the new teachers, the young teachers, why it's so important to embrace this leader that exists, because I think that so many of the young staff might really not understand the power that they have of embracing that leader. So can you talk to them for a second about that?
Oh, absolutely. And new teachers coming in their first couple of years, or even their first 5 years, you might have felt like I did when someone says, you have this leadership potential. Why don't you, look into being a school administrator? And it might be the furthest thing from your mind. And that's okay. I would say maybe that's not something you want to jump into as year 5 as a teacher, but there's leadership within you regardless of what your position is. So you can be a 3rd grade teacher, you can be a biology teacher, you can be a middle school PE teacher, wellness teacher. You still have that leadership. Everybody's a leader within the school. So if you're teaching, and as an intervention specialist, I'm still doing things to role model to my students that I'm a school leader. I can take positions on within my school to say, hey, I want to step up and help. And just little things like that show your potential and show that you're willing to give back and move towards that direction. It might not say that you want to be the leader of the building or the principal, but I still feel that you need to show that. We need to role model that to the next generation and to the students that we're teaching.
Yeah, and your point is really great, that you may not want to leave the classroom. There are people who exhibit incredible leadership skills and abilities, but they don't want to leave their kids. And so that's perfectly fine too. They can find avenues to lead in their school or in their community without actually leaving the classroom. And so that's very comforting, because not everybody does want to step forward and become a principal or superintendent or supervisor, because those jobs are really, really big. Mm-hmm. So, but they certainly can help those people in those positions by leading many of the activities and the events that make a school great. So that's really, really terrific. So the last question I have for you then is that if you have that desire that you want to embrace some of those, what are some of the ways besides volunteering at your own school that you can build that leader within you outside of your school community that maybe could enhance what the teachers are doing in their own school and classrooms?
So that anytime I talk to anybody, regardless if they're a first-year teacher, if they're a veteran teacher, and I will say this because it's how I know you.
Yes.
It's being connected and being on social media and not being afraid to reach out. So my whole Aspiring Leaders and Dream Big mentorship program would not have happened if I was not a connected educator. So you need to be have a PLN, which is a personal learning network. You need to be connecting with people. There's Twitter chats every single night of the week, and just connect with people, learn people who are similar to you, have the similar interests as you. Connect with these people, get to know them. I will tell you, some of my dearest friends are not people that I've ever met face to face. And it's funny because now we'll text and we'll leave messages for each other and we'll send cards to each other. And it's so funny because it might not be, like I said, someone that we've met, but that's how you're going to grow. You grow within your building, you grow within your district, but we are so fortunate in 2018 to be able to grow like we are right now today, through the internet and through social media. So that is my biggest, anytime I can spread the word, is you have to be connected and you have to be reaching out to people.
And I'm going to probably add to that, and I'll name drop here Lisa Dabbs, who we both know. We connected through social media, and I did get an opportunity to meet some of my incredible PLN members when I presented with them, and we coordinated that virtually and then presented in California. But when I was out there, I remember her saying to me, Michelle, just say yes. Just say yes to opportunities. So I would probably add to your list, which is awesome, to say yes to opportunities. Get to ed camps, offer to present at ed camps, apply for grants, lead some of the sessions in your own school for professional development. And I would also add to that scholarly writing, because that's also sets you apart as a leader as well. So any of those things that you can do where you are embracing that person that really has some knowledge, has some experience that you want to share, automatically makes you a leader. And that is the fundamental part of us as teachers, is that we can lead without leaving the classroom, or if we choose to do so, we can leave the classroom and then become a school leader. So I'm just so impressed by your journey. I think it's been awesome. I've been able to watch this flourish, and you and I have had great conversations about it. But I just think to myself, without our PLN, without all of these incredible people who have wanted to give back in so many ways, we wouldn't have maybe the aspiring mentors, and we wouldn't have aspiring leaders and the mentors, and we wouldn't have Dream Big. And you are now finding a kind of sweet spot in your own life that if you never move into a leadership position as a school leader, you still are recognized by the virtual community and probably many people in your school as a leader. So that's really, really awesome.
Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. It's fun. My biggest goal is just, as I said, to help other people. And I think it is so important to get people connected and to help. And I think we do that through social media. So,
well, I want to say really, really big thanks, because this has been awesome. I want to make sure that people know where they can find you. So
okay.
you shout out, and then we'll put some text at the bottom so people can see, but shout out your contact information and your website.
Okay, my website for the Aspiring Leaders mentorship program is dreambigmentorship.com. And I'm on Twitter at Jodie Pierpoint. My name's a little different, so it's Jodie with an I-E, but if you're going to put it on there, so Jodie I-E Pierpoint, and that's the best way to connect with me. So, Michelle, thank you. I am so thankful for this opportunity to share our story. So
yeah, it's been awesome, and my ride has been really awesome as well. And this would not have happened without being connected with all of these great people that I've met as well. So this year, I know you have this big announcement that in March you're going to be presenting at ASCD, and I'm tagging along.
You're not tagging along. You're part of it.
And so that's going to be really, really awesome, because we're going to elevate Dream Big to another level. So there's still time for people if they are interested in being mentored or being a mentor.
Well, we have closed our cohort for this school year. Like I said, it's just me doing it. Like I said, I'm still doing it, and I'm doing this on top of teaching. So, but anybody can join any of the webinars there at any time. So I always post when we're going to do a webinar. We have the website that has all the information on it and education. I update that constantly with resources that I find on the internet. And then what we also have is I have a list on the website as well as all the mentors. So if you are an aspiring school leader and you have a question, there is all our mentors, and they are all more than welcome or willing. If you have a question, if you reach out to one of them and just say, I see your name on the Aspiring Leaders thing, I have a question, I have an interview, I do not doubt for a second that one of them would not answer your question if you have something coming up and you have a question for them. So,
and what's really cool is some of the webinars are very specific about that, about interviewing or some of the different topics. So they can go back on the website and probably catch the recorded version of the webinar to hear what people had to say. And we would love for them to join the webinars because it's a great opportunity to really interact. It's so cool because some of the guests that you've had have been amazing, and you're thinking to yourself, I joined the webinar and I just got to talk to so-and-so. So that's a really added bonus to it.
It is.
Thank you so much. I know that I look forward to seeing what happens next for you and for Dream Big.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's very humbling. I'm grateful.
Okay, well, have a great day.
Thank you so much.
All right. Those of you watching Teacher Sparks, I hope you'll join the next time. Thanks.